Welcome to Young Proud Educators EdTech First Day, where we speak everything technology with the people that are just in there and 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 in the face and the forefront of technology and just making big changes. So excited to have you. Your work is amazing. I've read your
I
article
appreciate that.
and I've seen your work, your LinkedIn, your passion on technology and education. It's amazing. So
I appreciate that, bro.
that's why we decided to invite you so we can have a chat about education, about edtech, because I think the two always
Okay, yeah.
go together. But usually when we invite people, we then ask them to introduce themselves. But we do it slightly different.
Okay.
We ask them what's their story, because we believe that each and everyone has a story to tell, and your story is linked
Okay.
to the next person. For instance, whatever that's
Mm-hmm.
happening to you now, it's going to happen in 10 years, 50 years time. It's going to happen to somebody. And if you go back 10, 50 years, it happened to somebody. So it's a more of connection. So if we share, we believe that if we share our stories, then we can connect with one another and inspire one another to become better. So
Definitely.
John,
Yeah.
what's your story, man? Who's John? I know that's a
Well,
very damn difficult question to ask
yeah,
somebody.
man.
Like
It's a
when you,
deep question. It's a deep question, man. It has me thinking. Well, basically,
yeah,
John is my English name. As you know, ke Ntwana Motswana.
thank you, thank you.
Originally from Northwest,
Yeah,
born and raised Kgomotso, and then we moved to Mafikeng
yeah,
a little bit later. And then I moved around. I moved around a bit, Bloemfontein, Rustenburg, Potchefstroom. I've been around a bit. But basically, I was always I don't know how to explain myself, but more so, I was just always a curious child.
okay,
I'll ask you a million questions, and that's how I've been since I was a child. And then, basically, that's kind of how I got into technology, just being curious about everything.
yeah,
So when I was about 7 or 8 years old, we were living in Itsoseng in Zone 2,
sure.
and then I saw this advertisement on TV. It was that
Mm.
of a toy laptop, the one that they used to sell at ShopRite. You know those ones that used to cost
Yeah, I remember those. I remember.
199 rand?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
so
those.
I used to see those types of technologies and I was super fascinated, but
Yeah,
I always knew that my mother couldn't afford to
yeah,
buy me anything that far. I'm a child of
yeah.
a single parent. So what I did was I found a box, a box of eggs, this big box that used to put like trays of eggs,
Yeah.
and
About
I
like
cut it down.
60 eggs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You
yeah,
know it.
yeah, yeah.
Like you would expect a Mahali's boy to know it. but
Definitely.
but so I bought we got that box and I chopped it down. And what I did eventually with it, I created a cardboard laptop. So it was like a laptop type of cardboard, used to open and close. It had buttons and everything. And I drew on the screen, and then the screen, I drew it on with a pencil. And whenever I wanted a certain visual on my laptop, I erased the drawing and I drew what I wanted to see on the screen. So it was
That's
kind of like a
innovative.
night.
That was
Yeah, man.
innovative.
That definitely was like kind
At
of like
8 year
a
old.
naive way of looking at technology, but it kind of started there. And
Yeah,
then in
yeah,
my 12th grade, I had this problem of, digital learning. Well, actually, it didn't start off like that. I was just in classroom 12th grade. I
yeah.
used to go to school on weekends. And I used to think to myself, why am I coming to school on weekends? But I want to learn. It was kind of a weird thing. I was in 11th grade, 12th grade. So
Yeah,
I want to be out there playing, but at the same time, I wanted to learn on the weekends.
yeah,
So I was like, why can't I access education on weekends? And that's kind of how
yeah,
the idea of tech education started up.
yeah.
So basically, I was kind of led into this whole ICT thing through, digital
Curiosity.
learning. Yeah, and just being curious about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's how I got into it.
yeah. I think that's how most of us got into to technology, to ICT. Same thing with me. Like you see something and you're like, I can create that. And the first thing is I cannot afford it, but I think I can
Yeah,
create it. Then what can I do? What do I have that I can put together to give me something that looks like that? I know it's not gonna have exactly the same
exactly.
things, but it's gonna give me an idea of how that thing might work out. Um,
Well, but is I think, and that's kind of what makes what we're creating very special and very unique.
Definitely.
Because a lot of the type of solutions that we create, they are more nuanced over the African child's problem.
Sure.
The problems of a person who can't afford, and that's a lot of us in the world who can't afford a lot of what we want. So a lot of the solutions that we create, not just me, but you and everybody who's in our
Yeah.
position, always comes up to be solutions that are nuanced around our struggles and what we needed to overcome. So how I create a laptop using cardboard material. My dream is one day that I could be able to create my own like physical laptop brand or
Sure.
something of that nature.
And
But
it's
I
all possible,
understand,
eh? It's all
yeah, it
possible.
is, it is. But I understand that for me to dream that